Thank you so much. And I'd like to thank you all for sticking with us as this weather turns to get a little bit brisk. And along with that, I would like to also thank Sean and Tara from PAA, who are holding on to the signs out the front here. And I'm kind of worried that they're going to take off. Their own version of Up might happen sometime soon. So I'd like to thank them. However, I now get to introduce somebody else who came out here from BC, Margot. They are the Regional Director of BC People First. They're a business owner, and I have seen many wonderful shots, but today got my first pins from their store. So I am very proud to be able to introduce somebody else all the way from BC.
Thank you so much for having me here today. It's an absolute honor. I'm Margot Wask. I live in Vancouver, and I'm the Lower Mainland West Regional Director for BC People First, which is under the umbrella of People First of Canada. I am an autistic person and an entrepreneur specializing in disability pride, merchandise, communication pins, and things to help people communicate and express themselves and be proud of who they are. My artist pseudonym is Retrophiliac, and I am very pleased to have the opportunity to have given some of you Nothing About Us Without Us pins and disability flag pins, so thank you for being so receptive to those designs. And being a disabled person, we've been asking for equity in every stage of our lives, not just me, but so many of us. Sometimes a choice has to be made. Are we going to choose rent, or are we going to choose food, clothes, or medication? Many disabled Canadians feel they are burdening the system and that they can't sustain a dignified life. They are so desperate for the bare minimum, and we are frankly tired of waiting. When will we start to matter? Because our costs are constantly rising, our inflation is out of control, and many of us just feel hopeless. Some of us are underemployed or unemployed due to no fault of our own. Wages and provincial PWD is not enough. Accessing medical care is challenging, and oftentimes we are met with long waits, and many treatments and medications are not covered, which is another expense that has to come out of our inadequate monthly support. Currently, individuals on PWD in BC receive $375 for shelter costs, which is a strong message from the government that disabled people are not valued as humans and are expected to live in unsafe, uncomfortable, or unsuitable environments. This is unjust and undignified. The average rent for a one-bedroom in Vancouver is $2,000. This should not be a luxury. To quote Spencer Van Votten with BC Disability, a year's income at 2022 BC PWD rates for single persons is roughly $16,300. The poverty rate for Canada is approximately $26,000 for a single person. Why must disabled people be treated in such a shameful way? Why are we not a priority? Why does it feel like we're being swept under the rug? The monthly Canada Emergency Response Benefit during the peak of COVID was based on the minimum living standards that was assessed at $2,000, almost $700 more than the monthly disability rate for a single person on provincial assistance. That doesn't make any sense. Disabled people have higher living costs than non-disabled people, and this is not frivolous or luxurious. As a result, we face more hardships, including poverty, houselessness, debt, not being able to afford medication or treatment, not being able to afford food, and increased mental health issues. We don't want to rely on food banks, charities, or other handouts. As grateful as many of us are for those services, we want to live without humiliation or shame. We want to be able to support ourselves. We do not want to be stereotyped as drains on the system. We shouldn't feel ashamed or like we are a burden for asking for the bare minimum to survive. We are asking for the resources to support ourselves. How much longer are we going to have to wait? Pass Bill C-22 and watch the disability community rise out of poverty and be able to really show how valuable we are to society, how we want to show up, how we deserve the right to a comfortable life just like everyone else. Do the right thing. Don't let us fall through the cracks. Pass Bill C-22 now. Thank you.